What's up, guys? It's Chris for DAV1D on ECF and Aerovapor on YouTube. Today I have a review for a new Carto. It is right here. No, it's not a Boge. It is called the Hurricane Carto. It is from LJesmokes. I don't know if other people have them or have them for a different name. I just know them as the Hurricane at LJ's. So, the difference from these versus a Boge Carto is these have a horizontal coil. So, kind of similar to like the Kanger horizontal coil Cartos that came out a while back. It has a horizontal coil inside there. And of course, you're not going to be able to see that. You can see I bite my nails though. So anyway, unlike the Kanger, it's actually closer to the top. It's probably 1/8 of an inch below where the straw starts. It's like right here, the coil. I'm going to put some pictures up of how it looked before I filled it with juice. It reminded me the way it's wrapped. It reminded me of a dual coil Carto. That's the way the wrapping is done. I don't know. And also like the Kanger horizontal coil Cartos, it's wrapped very similar. Versus a Boge, which looks like that. So this is the Hurricane, and this is the Boge. So, I am going to take a few hits and tell you about it. This is the Hurricane. Now, it is much more quiet than a Boge. It has like a low hiss, where the Boge has more of a crackle. But most of the horizontal coil Cartos have that same effect, where it has a lower hiss rather than the loud crackle that a Boge has. So here's a hit of the Hurricane. And here's the Boge. Now I have the same juice in both of these, obviously for the reason to compare the flavor. The vapor production is right on par with the Boge. I sense a slightly decreased throat hit than I do get with the Boge, but very slight. I still get a good throat hit on it. And like I said, it's producing tons of vapor. That's not an issue. Now, when I heard about this and heard I was getting one to try, I was super excited because everybody knows, well, almost everybody knows what's going on with the Boges and how the quality control on the Boges have not been great lately. You don't get half the time you used to get out of them. Even in a tank, they don't last half of what they did. They get clogged up quicker, gross burnt tastes quicker, just the performance has gone down drastically on a Boge. So where I used to be able to use one for a week or so, now it's 2 days tops and I toss it for a new one. So I was really excited to try a new Carto that is like a Boge, but different. Maybe you'd find another one that has a little better quality than the Boges do right now until they get the issue fixed. I'll show you a picture. The Hurricane is slightly larger than the Boge. I mean, you're not going to see here, but it is just slightly taller than the Boge. And like I said, it's wrapped differently. The wrapping inside is different. Now, when I first heard about it, the first thing that came to mind was the old Kanger horizontal coils. For me, always had like an off taste to them. I don't know why, what it is, but they just always tasted just different. It was different. It had like this undertone to it. And unfortunately, I'm getting that exact same thing from this. It's producing well, and I taste the flavor of the juice, but I taste it better on the Boge. Mind you, this is an older Boge. It's not with the new since the disaster happened. See, I get a cleaner flavor off the Boge than I do with this. There's just a little extra something in there that I don't know what it is, but it's just this taste. It almost reminds me of the taste you get from like a CE2 type wick. I don't know. I don't know why that's what it reminds me of, but it is. See, I would still buy them though. I mean, it doesn't bother me enough to where I wouldn't use it. There's a little something extra in there, so my juice, for me, in my head, seems to be a little bit cleaner on the Boge, but I still like it. I like the vapor production on it. I like the flavor. I like the throat hit. It's just slightly different from the Boge because of that little extra something. And I have to assume it's the filler. I mean, if you compare a Smoke Tech to a Boge, if you're used to a Boge and you fire up a Smoke Tech, it's a different taste. The filler, the problem with these Cartos is you get a filler taste. And when you get used to one filler and you try another one, you can taste the difference in them. And I think that's really what I'm getting, is that I'm getting the different filler taste than the Boge has, because I am so familiar with the taste of a Boge. But it's performing excellent. I mean, the vapor production, it produces a shit ton of vapor. One of the issues I used to get with the Kanger horizontal coil Cartos is every once in a while, even though it was full, I would get a dry hit. So if I vaped too much and took my hits too close to each other, the wick couldn't catch up and I would get a dry hit. I back to back to back this and I don't have this issue. It wicks perfectly, so that's not an issue with this Carto. So like I said, the only thing is it's just a slight difference in the filler taste. It has a different filler taste than the Boge has. It's probably no worse than the filler taste the Boge has. It's just that I'm used to the Boge, so it's familiar to me. It doesn't stand out as much. I'm used to the flavors of my juice in the Boge, and I'm not in this one, so my head just pulls out that flavor of the filler in here. They're about $1 more expensive than the Boges are because of the fact, I mean, they're horizontal coil Cartos, they're a little bit taller, they're a little bit different, but definitely something that I will buy, especially if this Boge stuff continues. I'm starting to run out of my older Boges, and so if I gotta start hitting into the new ones that are shitty, I will definitely turn to another Carto. So this is absolutely a good alternative to the Boges, especially if you have a lot of the shitty ones. I want to say they're $650, that the Boges are like $550 and the Hurricanes are $650, but go to LJesmokes.com, definitely check it out. You can go right to the search, that's what I did, and type in Hurricane on LJ's and it'll bring it up. Right now they only have standard resistance, which is 3 ohms, but in a day and age where everything is variable voltage or variable wattage, does it really matter? No. So that's all I got for the Hurricane. Next, I have the contest results, finally. Sorry for the lag. I've had a lot of crap going on with my central air going out in southern Florida, 100-degree days, so it's pretty rough. Anyway, it came down to 2 people. My stuff, just so everybody knows, was a whopping 25 days late. 25. I went 25 days in an empty house with no bed, none of my kids' toys, none of my kids' beds, no TV, no frying pans or anything to cook with. So, I was in an empty house for 25 days. Okay. So, the winner, the closest two, were Gambit and KC5ONK. those were the two closest that guessed the number the closest. Nobody hit it dead on. A lot of people were close. Those were the two that came the closest. What I did was I assigned a number to each of those guys and put in a random number generator. Gambit had 1 and Casey had 2, and here was the results. Alright people, so this is the way that I chose to do it. I'm going to use a random number generator. We have 2 people who were tied. It was Gambit and Casey. So I will assign each of them a number, and whoever gets picked wins. I will make Gambit 1 and Casey 2. So our minimum number is 1. Maximum number is 2. And we shall generate. So remember, Gambit's 1, Casey's 2. Generate. And Gambit wins. Result 1. 50-50 shot. So congratulations, Gambit. You win. So congratulations to Gambit. Great job. Great guess. Give me a few days. I will get everything together. It is a shit ton of samples of juice. I got more in today, so I'm adding the Hooligans banana chocolate. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a banana chocolate vape. And then I'm going to add their smoothie vape. And I also got a couple more from Upstomp. His new Purple Dream is being added to that. So you're going to get a shitload of juices to try. You know, they're going to be around 6 mils each, 6 to 10 depending on the juice. There's a couple that are more. The real purpose of this was just so you can try a lot of juices. So that's what it is. They will be going out soon. What I need is for Gambit from your YouTube account. I need you to send me a PM with all of your information so I can get that out to you in a couple of days. Thank you everybody who entered. I appreciate it. I do all this for all my fans on YouTube and on TVN. This is a lot of fun to do. If anybody bullshits you and said they don't have fun doing it, they're full of shit. But the reason I do it is really to help out the best I can. If I come across a really shitty product, so I could tell you about it, so you don't waste your money on it the way I wasted a lot of my money in the beginning. If I come across a juice that's horrid, I can tell you about it. Or the opposite. If I come across a mod juice or Carto that is absolutely exceptional, so I could tell you about it, and you can go out and try it for yourself. All this stuff is subjective. You might hate what I love, but this is my opinion. I try and give you the best I can as far as facts on the mods and Cartos other than my opinion of it. And that's about all. So Gambit, make sure you PM me with all your info. Thank you very much again, everybody. Make sure that you tune in to me on TVN every Friday night. Myself and Upstomp Jay, who is the juice vendor I'm going to be sending you these juices from. We are on every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you come by TVN to check it out. It's a fun show. It's a lot of ball breaking, giveaways, juice giveaways, coupon code giveaways, gift certificate giveaways, everything. Also, make sure you check out Eva, Evil Woman. She has an awesome review page on YouTube. Also, she is freaking hysterical. And she also has a show on TVN every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely check out Eva if you have not so far, because she is a freaking riot. Plus, she plays my son's voice on her videos as her censor. Eva has a little bit of a mouth on her. So there's just another reason to love Eva. She uses my son. She whores out my son's voice, so can't beat it. Alright guys, until then, I will see you on the threads. I will see you on TVN, and I will see you on here. Have a good day.